Hi, it's Gerry, and welcome to day 119 of A Course in Miracles. This is, I believe, the second to last day of review, and today we're reviewing lessons 107 and 108. Lesson 107 says, "Truth will correct all errors in my mind. I am mistaken when I think I can be hurt in any way. I am God's child, whose self rests safely in the mind of God." And lesson 108 is related to that. To give and receive are one in truth. And then the text continues, "I will forgive all things today, that I may learn how to accept the truth in me and come to recognize my sinlessness." Now I'm going to first talk about the first one there. I am mistaken when I think I can be hurt in any way. So many things I read in this Course in Miracles bring me back to Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. And he came to the realization that anything can be taken away from a person, and we still have freedom. We still have the right, we still have the freedom to choose how we are going to respond. And regardless of what happens around me, regardless of what I have or what I don't have, I am still free to recognize that I am a sacred child of God. And that's a really beautiful freedom. And I think that's really the essence. And maybe, I heard Thomas Merton, I think that's what his name is, the Trappist monk philosopher, talking about Man's Search for Meaning. And he said, it's a beginning. Everybody should read that. It's beginning, but it goes further. I don't know. I think I'd be kind of bold to challenge Viktor Frankl, because I have so much respect for him and his work and his experience. But maybe that is the next step, recognizing that not only do I have the freedom to choose, but I have the freedom to embrace that I am God's sacred child, and therefore nothing can hurt me. That's actually kind of cool. I'll have to remember that. The next point was to give and to receive are one in truth, and that concept is actually very simple. When we give kindness, we grow in kindness. We receive more kindness. When we forgive, we receive forgiveness and freedom. When we let go of that burden of holding a grudge and choose to forgive, it's easier to forgive ourselves. We walk in freedom. And that's a beautiful, the good that we do for others always comes back to us. It brings us such joy. So in giving, we really do receive. And what we put out comes back to us. Like even when we decide to hold grudges, that misery comes back to us. I think it was the Buddha who said that holding a grudge is like holding a hot coal in your hand. You're the only one who gets burned. Something to that effect, or holding unforgiveness. And it really does come back to us what we give. And then there was another point there which didn't sit right well. I didn't understand it at first, but I will forgive all things today, that I might learn how to accept the truth in me and come to recognize my sinlessness. I think what that means is that if I can forgive and not hold grudges and, just forgive people, just be free and say it's okay. Like I do with my students when they act up, say it's all right, tomorrow's another day. It was a mistake, we'll learn from it, everything's good, we go on. If I can do that, and have that feeling of not holding a grudge, how much more would God be like that? So I think to say that I'm sinless, it doesn't mean that I've never made mistakes. I think it means that God is infinitely loving and forgiving. So, that's why we're free from our sin. We make mistakes, okay, we're human, and we learn from them and we go on, and we're forgiven by God. Of course we're forgiven by God. Why would God ever hold a grudge against us? That's so contrary to the rest of the teachings, especially of the New Testament, that God would hold grudges against us. So, as we forgive, God forgives so much more. And as we learn to forgive, we start to understand better the mind of God, I think. I think that's what it's saying. So those are my reflections for today. And, actually, feel free to comment as well if you disagree with anything that I say, or if you appreciate what I say, feel free to comment. Thank you, because it's in that dialogue that we grow and learn together. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey, and may God bless you abundantly, and I look forward to our conversation tomorrow. Peace be with you.